Good morning. Stupid early for me. Everybody's doing well today? No, I don't. I know you are. Life is going fucking amazing for you. Let's talk about linger longer. So, in my mind, there's a major depression and an anxiety. It's like sweeping through our world. And then I look at our lifestyle, our world and whatnot, and it's obvious to me why we're depressed. So, now, some people actually love the world the way it is or whatever. But most people, the people who are depressed because bleak futures and they've spent their lives. Let's say you're 17 and you're just a normal city kid. You've never really, you never got to that play in the real woods, or to just experience real woods. You know, like maybe there was woods in the town or a little park or something, but it's not like being in the real woods. You still have traffic and cars and sounds and all that shit all around you. You don't have this. Listen. All the birds and the sounds and the silence. The sound of silence is wonderful. So, and then the other big thing that I see missing is accomplishment. Maybe kids have accomplished things, people even, adults. But see, as an artist, when I do a painting, I can look back at it and say, fuck, I need work. But I can say, that's better than my last one, or that looks okay. And, sorry. And then I can go to carpentry or mechanics or like any trade stuff that I've done, and when I am doing the job, your mind's into it, your body's into it, you're out in the fresh air usually. It's very healing to just be doing something. And then on top of that, when you're done, an actual accomplishment like that in the world, you can be very, very happy with yourself. You can stand back and look at that and say, wow, that's cool. I did that. Whether it be fixing an old car or building a new house, it's accomplishment, true accomplishment. And now, again, as a younger person, when I was in like shop classes or at my best friend's dad's house, they're my best friend's house and his dad's garage. We'd be fixing cars and stuff. And the encouragement I got from those people set my life direction. Uh, Probably wasn't the direction that I should have went, but that's here nor there. So praise or encouragement from somebody that you have a lot of respect for gives your mind something else that's just wonderful. It's just this wonderful feeling. So city kids aren't getting that for the most part. Some of them don't even have dads. And that's horrible. It's no wonder everybody's depressed. So Linger Longer is a off-grid community living center, and it's a farm funded by the storefront. So how can I explain this? When I first open it, it's probably going to be small. I think I'm looking at like 5 acres right now, or have been back in Canada. It's not where I want to be though, but it's affordable. Well, it might even be donated. So anyways, but here's the big Linger Longer. Let me just skip that little one because it's going to be too hard to explain. I want it to be an acreage, like 60, let's say, or bigger. And then there's the farm at the front, which would be a mixed farm, very small. The storefront we would supply is all garden. None of it's going to be meat. Any meat grown on the farm will be for the people of the farm to eat. But I love cows. I think cows are very therapeutic as well. Same as chickens can be, or depending on the person, right? Dog, cat. People, especially with a cow, if you've ever looked at a cow's eyes, they're big and friendly looking. They're just these pretty eyes, right? And you can trust them. So let's say that you're depressed about being molested. Well, and you don't want to tell Blow Joe, you know, somebody, you don't want to tell anybody, even. Let's say it's been 5 years and you haven't said it out loud, so you're not getting over it. You're not ever going to get past it. But if you could say it out loud to a cow, you could confide whatever, and then it's going to seem smaller, and maybe then you can switch it to talk to a person, building your trust. But also just being around those animals is harmonious to us. I think we're designed to be around those type of animals as well, because we're designed to be the farmer. And so I think there's a lot to that. And then the gardens, planting a garden, watching it grow, seeing it fruits come out, and then seeing it feed people. You can feel like you've done something, you've accomplished something having that garden, but then where it is and what it's doing, you're also helping people. So now your sense of accomplishment is that much higher because it's selfless. It's for others. It's that accomplishment was for the next guy, or for that guy to eat. He didn't have any supper, and now he does, right? Whatever. Or, and a lot of it will be healing plants, like 90% of the farm, and the store will be. Don't steal my ideas, but it's fine if you do. A herbal pharmacy. So it's all natural food remedies, and I don't know everything yet, but I've been learning this stuff. I've been studying food remedies, and I call it alchemy because I break them down, like plants down to their essence, and pull out the ingredients that I want and purify them, which is the essence of alchemy in the physical. Um, so anyways, so you'll know all your work. If like say you come for a day to linger longer, and you're totally welcome. Anybody's welcome. Say you just come for the day, and you do chores around the farm and hang out, and then you go home. Well, at the end of the day, you're going home. You can know that any of the work that you did is going to help the next person to come. Or, alternatively, the people who live there. That now the design of living there, the whole thought of that is also not only for like staff, because that's here nor there, that would happen anyway, but it's for people like myself, and I know tons of them who just don't fit into our society. There's no click. We don't have any passion for it. There's no love for that, for this. So we're constantly looking for a way out, and then that leads to being trapped, and then you feel depressed and anxious. So linger longer will invite you there, and what the thought is the farm's here, the barn and everything, and then maybe there'll be like the main house over here, and that main house would have the kitchens, so and a huge dining area, some bathrooms, and it would have bedrooms, but nobody that lives there would stay in any of the bedrooms in the house. They would be for patients, for people who maybe want to take a week away from the world, who want to take a month out of the world and just come and straighten their minds out. Just take a real break, an actual vacation. Because when you go on a vacation, most of the time, you've saved up a bunch of money, and then you got to go and give it away, and you go to this beach somewheres, drink and party and hurt your body and hurt your soul, and then come home to everything in your life that's kind of starting to separate, and now you got to pull it all back together and cram it all, and you're more stressed trying to resituate your life than you were before you went on the vacation, and now you're broke too, and your brain is injured from what you did, and you never accomplished anything. You didn't do anything good for anybody, not yourself and not anybody else, right? Like, you can think that it was good for yourself, but I know that it wasn't, because I see you come back from those places, and you're happy about it in like a false way, but really you're just hurting and sick, and then you're stressed out when you like you might go out to your friend's place. Oh, it was a great vacation. I had so much fun. I laid on the beach the whole time and whatever. But usually you go home after that and you're stressed out and trying to get your life back together, all this stuff. Well, linger longer, you won't be drinking. Maybe a glass of wine or something, but not really. You won't be required to pay anything. If you are, it'd be like some food or something, and just be minor. I would hope that I can get through the health insurance industry with this so that people could get coverage to go there. Gotta have proof of concept first, though, and I think there is, but not in my own life. Anyhow, let's say you got a depressed kid. He's of an age that's old enough, above 8. So you want to start working on his depression, but you live in an apartment and there's nothing really in your life to do that. So on the weekend, you just pack a bag, come to Linger Longer. We hook you up with one of the little bedrooms in the main house. You eat with us, you live with us, you work with us. Or the other part of the huge property, not only just so that we can cut down trees to burn for heat, but also that we can, as we're making cutting trees, I'll be making walking trails. And I know in Canada, there's like, just in the maritime provinces, I think there's 20 million in grants for making walking trails, public walking trails. And I'm pretty sure that's right across Canada. So that would all be funded. And we'd be able to, my dream piece of land has a hill on it. So you'd be able to go up to the top of the hill, hopefully build like some kind of a little lookout tower to get up above the tree line. And you could really take in the beauty of the world all around you at once and see that you're truly in the woods. You're truly away from society or whatever. And just spend your time, spend a day walking around in the woods every Saturday or whatever with your kid. And if you wanted to come for a whole weekend, again, it might maybe have to charge you something or whatever, but I don't think so. I think the whole thing would work out so well that it would just be fine as long as there's space available in the main house, and there isn't like a more pressing case that I need to have in there. Now, let's say all the rooms were full and it's just fathers and sons or mothers and daughters or fathers and daughters and whatever. And then somebody comes who's like of an older age and their parents drop them off and they're suicidal. See, I want to have nurses and things work there, and I already do. So far I've found, 1.5, 1 and 2 halves, I guess. But definitely have one, and she's a full-on, I forget what it is in Canada, like a social worker or something. And that's all I needed. I was talking to insurance companies a few years ago because I had actually found this land and started Linger Longer but I started it as a community garden with Irving, and I needed insurance, so I had to go to my local LSD, and then they got the Girl Guides and stuff all involved, and it was going right along, but then and they were going to cover the insurance, but they took forever. It just kind of politics, all bureaucratic stuff. I did a lot of work on that property though, and I'll tell you, it felt great doing it. Every day I was excited to go there and stuff. Anyway, so I know that it'd feel great for those kids. Now, if that kid shows up, the house is full of people, and it's Friday night, maybe they all just showed up. So I'd talk to the parents and things that are there, and try to get that person their permanent room right away. If they had to, somebody would have to rough it for a night, maybe put up a tent, or hopefully there's a cabin that's open. So anyways, the main house is just for that. It's just for the gathering of everybody to get together, for the cooking. The huge dining area could also, I love this idea from another community that I lived in for a while. We'd all eat together, and then we'd pull the tables out of the way and put the chairs in a big square, and we'd all sit there and we'd talk about God and the Bible and our days and our experience and anything that was relevant to anybody, and then jam, play music, sing, dance. It's really fun. They had a bunch of tambourines and guitars, and just really great feeling. And they sang weird music that I didn't know, but I liked it. It was better than church music. It was all very biblical, and it was all very religious. It's kind of they got like, they're a cult, so they got like a twist on the Bible, where they've grabbed certain verses that they focus on and get people to totally give their lives to the cult, so much that I was like, well, what if on a Thursday I just say, well, I'm gonna go see my son, I gotta babysit his little sister, and I'm gonna hang out with him. And they said, well, we'd all get together as a group and discuss it and see if it's the best decision for the group or whatever. And then you had to give away all your possessions to them, get rid of your IDs, and get rid of your not get rid of, but like you don't work anymore. You actually work every day in their restaurant, but you never get paid or whatever. You just, everything goes back to them, so there's no taxes because there's no pays. But it's, and then they think that they're raising the 144,000 that are going to be saved, and that they know the generation and they know the time and they know all this stuff, and they don't. They thought they knew it before because they're a very old cult, and then it never happened. A bunch of people left, but then they came up with a new timeline and got a bunch more new people. They go around and they'll like scoop people off the street and stuff like that. It's good. The people that are there are happy for the most part, but I need my freedom. I can't live my life for somebody else, and I wouldn't expect you to. So I'll get to that with the linger longer, but the music and the gathering and the love of that part was amazing. And the talk where everybody would, just grab your Bible, maybe read a verse and say, this happened to me today, and this was the verse that I read this morning, but and then all these things happened, or whatever. And then the music. So I think that's great. So that's what the main house would be for. And then I would like it to be quite a ways, like the barn, farm, everything, animal stuff there. And then you'd have your fields, gardens, and then the house is over here. and then the hill goes up there for the walking trails. And then when you go down the hill or over to this side of the hill, have privately, away from the house, away from sight, like in around some trees, little cabins, and just little, I think barn style sheds, probably bigger than 8 by 12, maybe 12 by 16, something like that, so that you got a bathroom, a bedroom, and a little sitting area with maybe a wood stove and a couple propane burners or something to make coffee or whatever. Excuse me. But most of your eating and stuff would be done with the group, so you wouldn't really need much in there. Maybe a little mini fridge for a drink or something, but technically you wouldn't even really need that. Definitely a sink, right? Or two sinks. You know, you'd have your bathroom and then have a kitchen sink as well. And then possibly a loft, because what if you got kids or whatever? You could put them up in the loft, and then they don't really hear what you're doing, but you can hear what they're doing. Now, let's say you're, I don't know, a fucking doctor. No, because I'd have too much use for you. Let's say you're a lawyer, and you're passionate about your practice and your life and your job, but you don't fit in the world. You don't want to contribute to this society anymore, or as little as possible, right? And you don't really want to be a part of it. You don't want to go home to some apartment or some house or whatever. You want to be a part of Linger Longer. Well, I wouldn't ask you to quit your fucking job. Go to your job, you know? Come home. Don't worry about doing chores around the farm. Give us a part of your pay, like a rent, and you're just part of the group. You're still putting in and contributing the same as everybody else. It's just you get to do it in your own special way. Now, if you're like a mechanic, obviously, I'll have use for you. A doctor, a plumber, a lawyer, but I wouldn't be able to employ a plumber full-time or a mechanic full-time, right? So, but maybe on your weekend, rather than paying, you could fix the tractor or inspect my plumbing on this house, make sure that I put in the right air vents and stuff and that it's going to properly work. Wire a panel if you're an electrician, you know. Though again, I think that, you know, if you're an electrician and your son's depressed, you're going to love the opportunity to do something for Linger Longer, because it's done so much for your child. And you're going to watch your child change into a different person. Because say we're building a new cabin for somebody out back. You bring your kid that weekend, and he gets to, you know, pull boards and sling nails, and maybe depending on how old he is, you give him a little nail bag or whatever. Or we're making trails or cutting wood, and let's say that kid's of the age to properly understand a little bit more about the world, like 12, 13, and they know that they're depressed, and then they build something and they see it, and they feel accomplished because they were a part of that, And then they also know that that building is going to house somebody who has the same problems that they have. And it's going to cure somebody, or that trail or that animal they fed is going to, that animal might heal somebody from what they are going through, or feed somebody who's starving or whatever. And then if, say, I'm doing a batch of milkweed up or something, and breaking it down to its essence, or Indian lettuce, they're going to learn that, make that, and know that that's going to heal somebody. There's no greater feeling in the world. There's no greater sense of accomplishment than that accomplishment that's for somebody else. That giving of yourself to someone else, and then knowing that you've given yourself to someone else who felt the same as you did before you did it. And it's going to make them feel as good as you feel right now in some way. That's going to heal people. That's going to totally fix people's lives, and a lot of people. Right from the lawyer down to the guy who's almost a bum because he just can't fit into this society, and now he comes to Linger Longer, and he's one of the most crucial pieces, and he learns all these abilities and all these things. You know, he's cutting trees down, he's fixing cars, he's building houses, he's breaking plants down to their essence, it's probably fishing, just, and then enjoying nature, enjoying the world, working with animals, shearing the sheep, whatever it is. See, I'd like to do a little bit of everything. That's my nature. I've done hundreds of jobs. Anyways, guys, God bless you. Thanks for watching the video. I'm out of time, and yeah, I still have lots to say, but pray for Linger Longer and the change in this world. Put it in your head. It's already there. You just got to find it, and then your life's going to change too. God bless. Subscribe and like and all that stuff. Comment if you have any thoughts on this or any ideas, or if you are passionate about it and you think that it's wonderful, contact me. I'm always looking for more people to help this dream come to fruition. God bless.